So in the first web series spotlight video, I talked about a web series that was pretty new and starting to rise in popularity. In the second video, I did one that not a lot of people know about. Today, we're talking about one that's kind of in the middle. Betsy Lee, who is also known as Warlord of Noodles, is an artist who draws a webcomic called Brother Swan, but also has a YouTube channel where she does animations. She's posted all different kinds of animations on her YouTube channel, but her biggest and most ambitious project is a series called No Evil. The show takes some inspiration from American folklore, Native American culture, and a very heavy emphasis on South American culture. In fact, one of the characters, who is a snake, is named Quetzalcoatl. Now, one of the downsides is this goes very, very deep into the culture, and there might be a few things that'll go over a lot of people's heads, myself included, because my knowledge of South American culture, admittedly, is pretty limited. Fortunately, Betsy put out a few videos that go into details about stuff like character names and things like that, so that is very helpful. Also, there are character profiles on her website, so that helps out a lot too. The show's about these animal spirits that look after these two towns that don't normally get along with each other, named Hatfield and McCoy. Again, borrowing from American folklore. And there's a lot of other references like that too, like one of the characters' name is Paula, and she rides on top of a giant blue ox, a reference to Paul Bunyan. In one of the episodes there's a reference to John Henry, and there's even an episode where they have chupacabras. Although they are not as adorable as the Christmas chupacabra. Although most of the main story involves this black ink that gets out every once in a while and attaches to something and causes all kinds of trouble. In one of the very first episodes it shows the black ink getting out and taking over everything, but it's eventually sealed off by a bunch of other characters that we also see later on in the series. Though most of the first episodes stand alone, usually they're to like tell a joke or make a reference or I guess give Betsy an excuse to sing. Which she can, by the way.
Won't you play a simple melody like my mother sang to me?
I think it's around episode 15 when a much more linear storyline is established. Now, the problem is the series is over 30 episodes long as of this video, and because Betsy seems to do everything by herself, she draws the characters, she animates, and even voices several of the characters, it takes a very long time for an episode to come out. That's understandable, and I do prefer it that she takes her time and puts out a quality episode rather than rush one out. The problem is, because of the established storyline, there might be months in between an episode, and by the time a new one comes out, you might be lost and you don't remember what happened last. Now, the good news is a lot of the episodes are very, very short, so backtracking and marathoning the series is not really much of a problem. And I'm really invested in the current storyline too. Right now they've enlisted the help of some human scientists to try and come up with a solution for the black ink. And I really like it when they incorporate science into a fantasy story and try to find some kind of solution like that. But I won't say much more on that because I want people to check out the series for themselves. But I will say that probably the best episode to start with is one called Brom Bones. The episode is about a crane named Ichabod. Do you get it? I get it. But anyway, he gets rejected by some girl, so his friends decide that they're going to play a prank on her. So they put together this makeshift marionette with a pumpkin head, but then this mysterious patchwork girl shows up and brings it to life, and it causes all kinds of chaos. I like this episode as a starter because it has the majority of the main characters in it, and it does kind of set up the tone and overall feel of the series, and it also gives you a glimpse of its type of humor.
Ah! Put down the knife! What? Wait till I put it down, moron!
Oh, did I mention that this series can be pretty funny?
Their little love triangle is kind of adorable.
Ain't a love triangle, it's a love line segment with one very ambitious point.
And I think this episode is pretty appropriate too because I'm reviewing this close to Halloween, and throughout the series there are all kinds of creepy, weird things that are also appropriate for the season, and in many of the earlier episodes it does have a very nice atmospheric fall feel to it. Of the series that I've reviewed for Web Series Spotlight, and even the ones that I'm considering for future episodes, No Evil is the most unique and well-crafted of them all. In fact, I think it's also the longest one that I've considered, although I have to double-check with the one I'm considering for the next episode. But either way, it's a really great series, and I don't think it gets the attention that it deserves. It's got some cool, memorable characters, it has an interesting storyline, and it even has some really good visuals as well. I'll leave a link to Betsy's YouTube channel in the description of this video, so if it sounds interesting to you, check it out, because it definitely deserves more views.
I often worry about the lack of creativity these days. I'm so glad we have you three screwballs.
And in the meantime, if anybody knows of any really good web series that deserve more attention, let me know, and maybe I'll dedicate a future episode to them. Until then, my name is Rob, and have a wonderful day.